reckless, random, and rage. The Second Amendment is a right to bear arms. It protects an individual right to possess a firearm unconnected with service in a militia and to use that arm for traditionally lawful purposes such as self-defense within the home. However, people use firearms carelessly, recklessly, and through rageful acts of passion. Let's examine some of these heartbreaking stories within the Black community as well as other races of people. McDonald's, one of my favorite places in the 80s. This is how our McDonald's playground used to look. This is a place where kids could come and play and get their Happy Meals, and it's just a joyous place to be. But somehow, McDonald's turned into a deadly place to be over the years. People have taken fast food seriously, and fast food is really just a snack. There's no nutritious value to it. Here are some stories of unfortunate incidents at McDonald's where young people have lost their lives.
Charlotte-Mecklenburg police say LaCarte Roseboro Jr. died near the doorway of the restaurant only minutes after finishing his shift.
And this is not the first violent incident that's happened at this McDonald's. October 9th of 2022, a person was taken to the hospital after shooting outside the fast food restaurant.
Then almost 2 months later, on November 28th, a 30-year-old was killed in a shooting outside the very same McDonald's. CMPD says Antonio Brimmer was shot dead outside the restaurant after a fight broke out. There's still been no arrests in that case. WBTV's Brandon Hamilton is live near that very same McDonald's on South Boulevard. Brandon, you spoke with the father of the young man that was killed.
Siobhan, I did, and talking with Dad, we just talked about just how quickly these guns are being used in situations like this, instead of just talking it out and both people living to see another day. Now, Dad told me his son had just got off of work when he was shot. Tonight, his message, put the guns down.
I wake up every day with my son on my mind.
A painful moment, reminiscing about the old times.
I don't know what else to think about.
As LaCarte Roseboro Sr. sits in his living room, his mind is on his 23-year-old junior.
It's the worst news I could hear. Like, I never wanted no parent or nothing to go through that. That's not how it's supposed to go. Your kid's supposed to bury you, not you burying your kids.
LaCarte Jr. was gunned down on March 11th, CMPD says, near the doorway of the McDonald's on South Boulevard and East Arrowwood Road in Charlotte. His dad tells me his son had just clocked out from his manager's shift.
For somebody to do this to my son, it's not even registering in my head. Why? Because he's not that type of person. He was a gentle person. He would help anybody.
In recent months, this McDonald's location has seen its share of crime. In October, one person was shot. A month later, a 30-year-old was killed in the parking lot.
They need some kind of form of security there, or something needs to change, because before having somebody else's child there.
While nothing can bring his son back, Senior says his goal now is to fight for justice.
Why? For what reason? You could have talked to him. You could have said words and he would have brushed it off, and you could have lived to see another day. Like, my question is just why?
And that why has not been answered. As of tonight, no arrests have been made. Now, the family has also started a GoFundMe page, in part to help continue that push to stop the violence here in Charlotte. It's something Dad tells me he never thought he would be a part of. Now, I did reach out to this McDonald's location. They told me they don't comment and speak with the media. They told me to contact the corporate office. As of this evening, I have not received an email back. from McDonald's corporate. We'll, of course, update you when that happens. But for now, reporting live in Charlotte, Brandon Hamilton, WBTV, on your side.
The pain and confusion from that father is so palpable.
News tonight, a person has died after a shooting at a local McDonald's. This was a scene at the Southside Plaza location earlier tonight. Richmond police on scene tell our crew it appears the victim was shot in the parking lot and then made it over to the drive-thru before collapsing. Sources telling our John Burkett that another victim showed up at the hospital with a gunshot wound later, and that may be related. There's no official word from RPD just yet.
A 25-year-old man has been arrested and charged in the shooting death of a 14-year-old boy in Sumter.
It happened Sunday afternoon in the McDonald's parking lot on North Lafayette Drive. Police tell us that 25-year-old Marquise Wright shot 14-year-old Jacob Russ after an argument that started inside the restaurant. Our Ashley Jones brings us the latest on that investigation.
We still don't know what that argument was about, but we do know that it started inside of the McDonald's and then spilled out here into the parking lot and resulted in the death of 14-year-old Jacob Russ. All of this unfolding in front of Jacob's parents.
Very sweet kid, quiet, and you're gonna be missed.
Just a few words really Russ used to describe his grandson Jacob.
He loves basketball and he works out all the time. And a lot of the kids live in the neighborhood, they know him, they love him.
Jacob was a freshman at Sumter High School and played for the school's basketball team. Russ says Jacob had big dreams of one day becoming a professional basketball player. But on Sunday, those dreams were shattered.
You know, it shocked the whole area.
Jacob was shot and killed outside of this McDonald's. Sumter police say it all started with an argument between Jacob's brother and this man, 25-year-old Marquise Wright. Police say the two were both employees at the McDonald's. The argument continued into the parking lot where Jacob and his mother were waiting to drive home his brother. Jacob tried breaking it up. That's when police say Wright pulled a gun and shot Jacob in the back.
It's been very rough. It's been a long night, very rough. My son going through a lot, his wife, the kids. We all going through a lot right about now.
He happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Sumter County Coroner Robbie Baker says the investigation is still ongoing and Wright could face more charges.
They're doing follow-ups. They're talking to people employees that were in the store. They're looking for possible video footage, and maybe from adjacent stores that might be there, because this was a heavy, busy street right here.
Really, Russ said he just recently lost his own daughter to gun violence and says that it has to stop. As for Wright, we were able to find that he has a long list of pending charges dating back to September of 2022, the most recent charge going back to October of 2022 for attempted murder. Reporting here in Sumter, I'm Ashley Jones, WIS News 10.
McDonald's worker is in critical condition after being shot outside a restaurant in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Police say it began last night inside a McDonald's on Fulton Street with an argument between the worker and a female customer. The woman's 20-year-old son later allegedly confronted the worker outside the restaurant and shot him in the face. The worker was taken to Brookdale Hospital. Police have arrested the 20-year-old suspect. There is no word yet on any possible charges.
This worker shot and killed over cold French fries.
The family of the victim spoke exclusively with CBS 2's Alicia Reed, and she joins us live from Bed-Stuy with more details. Alicia.
Good evening, Dick and Christine. Matthew Webb's family was extremely emotional tonight, but tell me they are grateful for all the love and support they've been getting during one of the most difficult times of their lives.
Cover them, strengthen them right now. You're dealing with their loss.
A prayer vigil for McDonald's employee Matthew Webb with a balloon release to honor his memory.
Matthew Jeremiah Webb was a loving, fun, respectful young man, working 2 jobs, putting himself through school. He was an organist at the church, making something of his life as a man. before his life was just viciously and senselessly stolen.
Loved ones and coworkers say the 23-year-old victim would give you the shirt off his back.
All Matthew was trained to do, grew up to do, is to love and care for others. And this hurts us to our core to know that we have lost something very special.
Suspect Michael Morgan is accused of shooting Webb outside the restaurant Monday after his mother got into a confrontation over cold French fries. Police say since Morgan has been in custody, he's confessed to another deadly shooting in 2020, about half a mile from the McDonald's. Organizers of the vigil prayed for the victims and the shooter.
As long as there's life, there is hope for him to be a better person.
In a statement, the owner of the Fulton Street McDonald's said in part, "We're heartbroken by the passing of our crew member as a result of this senseless act, and we're thinking of his family at this time."
Justice for Matthew!
Michael Morgan's mother, who was on the phone with her son during the initial argument over cold French fries, is not facing any charges. Live in Bed-Stuy, Alicia Reed, CBS 2 News.
This is the woman responsible for ruining 2 black men's lives over some non-nutritious French fries that were cold. Her son was not with her. She called her son up there to come and handle some business for her and ended up putting her son in prison. This is her son going to prison for the murder of Matthew. And for what? Some cold ass French fries.
We understand the victim is a teenager. It happened in Hempstead late this afternoon. Eyewitness News reporter Stacey Sager is at the scene with the very latest. Stacey.
Yeah, it is a very upsetting crime scene here in Hempstead at this hour, the Hempstead Village Commons. And this is the crime scene right behind me here. As you can see, we are on Peninsula Boulevard near Franklin Street at a McDonald's parking lot, And the call for this homicide came in just before 4 p.m. today. Outside this McDonald's, what appears to be a homicide victim, I can tell you Nassau County Homicide Squad has arrived. We have confirmed through the Hempstead mayor that the victim is indeed a teenager, a student at a school. We do not yet know which of the schools. I can tell you there are quite a few parents out here, concerned parents whose kids go to Hempstead High School, and they say it's been a tradition here for years that all the students like to go to the McDonald's after school. They never expected this.
Hopefully it's not one of our kids. Hopefully it's not.
You work at the high school?
High school, yeah, Hempstead High School.
You know, our kids walk home from school. This is a place that they, come, they get food after school and go home. It should be a safe place. It's too many guns on the street. It's too many guns on the street.
And this is a video from above. You can see how large the crime scene is. Once again, it's the Hempstead Village Commons. That's Peninsula Boulevard near Franklin Street in Hempstead. The call coming in just before 4 o'clock today. So that's the time that kids would have been getting out of school. We did speak to some parents who said that, my kid's on the football team. I think he's at practice. Basically, a lot of parents just don't have any information at this point. But once again, the homicide squad from Nassau County has arrived. They will be providing details as they emerge. Parents are speculating that because there is the body of what appears to be a teenager outside this McDonald's, perhaps that teen was trying to run to McDonald's to try to escape whoever might have been chasing him or her. But once again, that is speculation. We're just trying to make sense of what's going on behind us at this hour.
For their innocence, gathered outside 2 Westside McDonald's today, a group of volunteers came together to give away Happy Meals to children in the form of a $5 voucher, just like the one 3-year-old Mekhi James was on his way home to enjoy when he was shot and killed while buckled into the car seat of his father's vehicle on June 20th, 2020.
By sharing something small
loved and innocent, like a Happy Meal, is not only just a way to share what the Happy Meal that Mekhi should have had, but it's sharing something that kind of resembles the kids. They all were small, they all were loved, and they all were innocent.
Already in its third year, McDonald's with Mekhi is the brainchild of his cousin, Nicole McGee, who puts together the giveaway on the weekend before his birthday, attracting children from all over the area.
It's great for them to experience this and for them to know that there's still people caring.
But the event has grown to be about a lot more than just Mekhi. All the volunteers here today have lost a child in their family to gun violence. Gadiah Williams' son was Jeremiah Ellis Toussaint. He was 9 years old when he was shot and killed inside his grandmother's Skokie apartment in May of last year.
We're trying to have a safe spot for the kids to be safe at, to play, enjoy themselves.
And while the goal for today is to surpass last year's total and give out 1,000 Happy Meals, it really is about more than that. It's about remembering these children for who they were and not how they died. It is why Mekhi and Jeremiah are now just 2 of 14 children memorialized inside this activity book, with 1 page for each child lost before their time.
Jeremiah was a very sweet young boy and had an amazing smile. He loved dancing and playing Fortnite.
All the pages speak to who the kids were, because they weren't just the victim of gun violence. That's something that happened to them. It's not fair that it happened, but it's important to not let that day be their last day.
In Homan Square, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Now, this story is a little different because I feel that in this case, this young lady was sort of a threat to this gentleman. He was at work, but she did show a pistol initially. Did he handle it correctly? Maybe not. But who are we to say when you feel your life is in danger? This is a very unfortunate situation. Again, 2 young people, lives ruined. Rest in peace to Shantiva Gray. This is a very unfortunate situation. I am not pointing fingers at who is at fault, but what we can learn from this is we are all going through something. We all feel threatened by certain things, and we have to take that into account when we're out bickering with people. Sometimes it's best to walk away so that we can fight to see another day.